In August 1928, May Donoghue walked into a café in Paisley, Scotland, with a friend. Her friend ordered a treat for her, a bottle of ginger beer, served over a glass of ice cream. The ginger beer was contained in a bottle made of dark glass and clamped shut with a metal cap. Because the glass was opaque, the contents were invisible to the shopkeeper, the person who bought it, and May herself. May drank the first glass without suspicion, but as the rest of the bottle was poured out, the remains of a decomposed snail slid into the tumbler. May suffered from severe gastroenteritis and clinical shock. She required immediate medical attention, leaving a woman with very little money facing a difficult physical and financial recovery. When she attempted to seek compensation for her illness, she found herself in a legal void. Under the laws of the time, no one could be held responsible for what she had endured. May could not sue the cafe owner.
He had received the bottle sealed from the manufacturer and had no way to inspect the liquid inside, meaning he had not been negligent. She then looked to the manufacturer, David Stevenson. But here, a technicality blocked her path. May hadn't bought the drink herself. Her friend had. The court relied on a doctrine called privity of contract. This meant legal obligations only existed between the two people who signed a deal or exchanged money. Stevenson had a contract with the retailer, and the retailer had a contract with May's friend. May sat entirely outside that chain. Since May had no contract with the manufacturer, the law said the manufacturer owed her no duty to be careful. The lack of a receipt acted as a total shield for the corporation. In 1928, a manufacturer could produce a contaminated product and remain legally immune from the consumer's injuries, provided that consumer wasn't the one who paid for it. May appealed her case to the highest court in the United Kingdom, the House of Lords. It was a daunting arena for a woman with no resources, facing the most powerful legal minds in the country. Lord Buckmaster led the opposition. He argued that the law should stay exactly as it was. To him, changing the rules out of sympathy for a single poisoned woman would destroy the stability of the legal system. He relied on an 1842 case involving a mail coach. When a defective carriage broke down and injured its driver, the court ruled the driver couldn't sue the maker because he didn't have a contract with them. Buckmaster believed this rule was the only safe way to conduct business, fearing a chain reaction of lawsuits. Manufacturers of everything from axles to houses would suddenly be liable to anyone who happened to use their products. The defense argued that protecting consumers would make trade impossible, as no manufacturer could afford the risk of being sued by the general public. Lord Atkin disagreed. He realized that the focus on contracts missed the point. Instead, he looked at the physical nature of the bottle itself. Stevenson chose dark, opaque glass, sealed with a metal cap, ensuring the product reached the consumer exactly as it left the factory. By maintaining physical control over the drink until consumption, Atkin argued the manufacturer created a direct legal connection. Atkin proposed the neighbor principle. The law's command to love your neighbor translates into a legal requirement to not injure them. Neighbors are anyone so directly affected by your work that you should reasonably have them in mind when making a product. Atkin used the darkness of the bottle to clarify the law. If a manufacturer prevents the world from seeing inside their product, they take on a direct duty to ensure it is safe for the consumer. The House of Lords ruled 3-2 in May Donoghue's favor. The verdict established that manufacturers owe a duty of care to the people who actually use their goods, not just the people who pay for them. This judgment provided the first general definition of negligence. It moved the law's focus away from the terms of a contract and toward the real-world impact that a manufacturer's mistakes have on the public. Looking at these assembly lines, the legal relationship changed. After 1932, the responsibility for safety rested with the factory, not the store shelf. Manufacturers were forced to implement the inspection systems we now take for granted. This case is why you can hold a car company accountable for a faulty brake, or a pharmaceutical firm responsible for a contaminated pill. It remains the foundation of modern product liability. Every time we open a sealed container and trust that the contents are safe, we are relying on a precedent set by a single bottle of ginger beer in a Scottish cafe.